back to Food Prep Guide. Today we have a quick tip video for you based on some questions that I've been seeing, and the question goes something like this. If you can, you're into canning, into food preservation, but you don't garden, how do you save money on your canning food, the food that you want to can, your produce and stuff like that? Because even when you buy direct from the source, like say you don't buy from the grocery store, you go straight to the farmer's market or straight to the farm, it can still be pricey to buy fresh produce in bulk. So that's a question that I've been seeing. Another question that I've been seeing is just the general question of how can we save money right now, even at the grocery store? How can we use the skills that we have with canning and dehydrating and food preservation to really make our grocery budget stretch? So the quick tip I have for you today will address both of those questions, and that is ReCanning number 10 cans. So number 10 cans it's just a large bulk size of your typical beans, fruits, juices, sauces, condiments, all of that. And because it is in such a large quantity, it is often much cheaper as a price per ounce than if you were to purchase the small size cans, or even sometimes the food itself and then can it yourself. Sometimes it's even cheaper doing it the number 10 can way. It all depends on catching sales as far as how cheap that price per ounce is, and if it's going to be truly a good deal compared to buying it in bulk, the fresh produce in bulk. One area that I turn to number 10 cans time and time again is tomato sauce. If you are interested in actually canning step by step from a number 10 can, we're not doing that today. Today I want to give you 4 general guidelines to ReCanning number 10 cans, but we have a video where we did take you through and canned step by step, opening up a number 10 can and recanning it. So if you're interested in that, I will drop that and link in the description box below. I will also pop it on the screen at the end of this video so that you can watch that one next if you're interested. This video is going to focus on 4 tips and guidelines for ReCanning number 10 cans. But anyway, I digress. The reason why I got on that rabbit trail is because tomato sauce is what I recan, and that step-by-step video is based on using tomato sauce. The reason why I will use number 10 cans of tomato sauce is because it takes so many tomatoes to make sauce. I did not realize that until I started trying to grow my family's needs for a year's supply of tomato-based products, primarily your pasta sauces and salsas and all that, tomato sauce, tomato paste, all that. And what I found was, wow, I have to grow way more tomatoes than I thought I did. We are trying to remedy that this year, but that's a topic for another day. But buying tomatoes in bulk, even from a farmer's market, farm stand, direct farmer, can be very expensive when you're considering that you're going to need 40 to 50 pounds to even be able to put up about a case of tomato sauce, or pasta sauce, I should say. But with a number 10 can, the tomato sauce is already, it's already there for you. And to give you like a price reference, of course prices are changing all the time. It depends on where you are in the world as far as the price goes. But just a general frame of reference, I have been purchasing my number 10 cans of tomato sauce from Walmart online, and it's been $5 for a number 10 can. I think a couple of years ago they were like $3.75. So even that $5 price, which is still a great price for a number 10 can, even that has gone up from yesteryear. But just to give you a frame of reference for that. So what are the guidelines for recanning a number 10 can into regular size pint jars that you would use on a regular basis? Number 1 is that not all number 10 can products are good candidates for it. So the 2 major categories of foods that you want to avoid recanning is number 1, vegetables. It's not that it's dangerous, like green beans, corn, carrots, those are all common sizes found in number 10 cans. It's not a safety issue, it's just that when they've already been processed, right? So when you reprocess them again, they're going to get even mushier. And canned green beans are already pretty mushy, right? So are carrots. So think about going through an even longer, even additional processing time and what kind of effect that's going to have on the food. So your vegetables are generally not going to be a good idea to recan. And the second category of foods that you don't want to recan is anything that's not safe to recan on its own. The one thing that comes to mind is you can get a number 10 can of pumpkin puree. I've seen them go on sale around November, like before Thanksgiving. They will put their number 10 cans, a lot of stores will put their number 10 cans of pumpkin puree on sale. And we cannot can pumpkin puree at home safely. Now, there are differing opinions on that, so I just want to throw that out there. But based on my research, based on the testing that I trust, I'm not going to be recanning pumpkin puree in my kitchen. It's a density issue. And commercial suppliers, we get this question a lot too. Why do you say you can't can pumpkin puree when it's in the can at the store? Well, why can't I do it at home? Which that makes sense. But the commercial suppliers have pressure canning equipment that can get far higher temperatures. They can reach far higher temperatures than our home canning equipment can, which is why it's not safe to recan thick purees. So as you're determining which cans of foods to recan, avoid your vegetables unless you want them super mushy. Maybe if you're making baby food, totally not a problem. That would, be good because you're going to be mushing it up anyway. But you also want to check the ingredients label or just the actual food in general, like pumpkin puree. And if it can't be safely canned at home all by itself, like pretend it wasn't in a number 10 can, then you're not going to want to recan that number 10 can. Okay, so number 2, what are things that work good for recanning? And it's going to be things like your sauces, juices, condiments, barbecue sauce, ketchup, of course, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, but also fruits do fantastic. I recan number 10 cans of pineapple all the time. Pineapple chunks do fantastic. I've seen people do the mandarin oranges that do great. Your cherries would do great. So lots of your fruits do fantastic. Your condiments, your sauces, and that sort of thing are all good candidates for number 10 recanning. Okay, number 3 is I wanted to provide just a general rule of thumb for how many cans of pints, quarts, and half pints that you can get from one number 10 can. So in general, the weight is going to vary depending on what the food is inside of it. But in general, you're going to get about 3 quarts of food per number 10 can. That translates into 6 pints or 12 half pints. So 3 quarts, 6 pints, or 12 half pints. This is a fantastic way to get pizza sauce on your shelf fast, by the way. That's something that we have done together here on the channel. We have taken tomato sauce, added some seasonings, added some lemon juice, and made it pizza saucy-y, and we got 12 half pints out of, I think it's 10 or 12 half pints out of a number 10 can. So fantastic way to reduce waste, because a lot of times with pizza sauce you only need a really small amount to cover even a large size pizza. You certainly don't get anywhere near a number 10 can, and that's the case with most number 10 cans. Generally, unless you have a family of 10, 20, you're generally not going to open this and then eat the entire thing in one sitting. So that's another benefit of recanning number 10 cans, is getting them down to the size that works for you. If you're a family of 1 or 2, half pints or pints are good. If you're a family of 3, 4, and 5, pints and quarts are good. So you can just transferring this thing that's not very practical down into the sizes that are practical for you. Okay, number 5 is processing. I wanted to talk about, was that 4 or 5? I can't remember. But the processing times, I have received this question before about if we can reduce the processing time for recanning number 10 cans because they've already been processed, and the answer is no. We need to recan these as if we were starting from scratch. And the reason that is because we're not just cooking the food. We're not taking something from raw to cooked. We're taking something from a no longer vacuum sealed environment, so there's oxygen in it. We need to then remove that oxygen, which happens during the canning process. And that still needs that full amount of time for that particular food. So when you do recan a number 10 can, what you'll do is you'll look at, whatever it is, make sure it's safe to can to begin with, and then look up the safe canning recipe for that particular type of food, and you'll just follow it as if you were canning for the first time. Okay, I think that was it, y'all. Yep, I think that was it. I hope that tip helped you. When it comes to, I know a lot of people love to can, but they either don't or can't grow a garden for many, many reasons. And this is the way that you can still get that canning fix. You know, once you start canning, get bit by the bug and you just don't want to stop. But number 10 cans is a fantastic way to do it, to save money. And even if you do grow a garden, you can do this to stretch a grocery budget, because you can purchase one of these for more than you can purchase the same unequal amount in these smaller size cans. It is almost always a far cheaper price per ounce. Okay, hope that was helpful to y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye. By the way, if you would like help building your food storage, scroll down to the description box of this video and click this link for our free 1-year food storage plan. We calculated a year's supply of food for one person, then broke that data down into a week-by-week list of items to build your pantry on a budget. We'll send it straight to your inbox. If you're new here, we invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss all of our upcoming food preservation, pantry storage, and gardening tutorials.